Yamini Karanam was driven, goal-oriented, and ambitious. She had also put a lot of time and effort into her schoolwork and had carefully thought out her plans for the future. Yamini was a PhD candidate at Indiana University who was highly sought after for her brilliance and insight, in addition to her dedication to work. She was one of the smartest people in her class because her IQ was so high. This is why Yamini became very worried when she started having symptoms like brain fog and trouble understanding things. The 26-year-old woman had never been bothered by something like this before, so she couldn't help but wonder if she'd developed a neurological problem or illness. She was right, as it turned out. Yamini first noticed the signs in September 2014, but at first, like most young, active, and healthy adults, she didn't pay attention to what they meant. Her brain functions, on the other hand, kept getting worse over time until she was sure there was something wrong with her health. Yamini had to deal with turbulence and pay attention in class, but she also had headaches, trouble sleeping, and unusual tiredness. She had a hard time remembering anything, whether it was a class lecture or something she needed to add to her grocery list. When she sat with a group of people, she found it unusually hard to follow the conversation and answer right away. It goes without saying that her everyday tasks were thrown off. So, after a few weeks, Yamini went to the neurologists near her because that was the only way to find out what was wrong. Yamini went to see a lot of neurologists and neurosurgeons in her city. As a result, she became even more confused and worried than before. These doctors and nurses were supposed to tell her what was wrong with her, but they only had different ideas. That's when the young student realized she needed a doctor's help to figure out what was wrong with her, since her condition was rare and not easy to spot. Yamini did a lot of research and finally found a great neurosurgeon at the Skull-based institute. His name is Dr. Harinian, and he's the founder of the institute, as well as a very well-known skull-based surgeon. People think of him as a pioneer in the field of medicine because of how he used minimally invasive endoscopy in a new way. Unlike traditional ways of doing surgery, this method is safer, more modern, and gives the patient better results. Yamini knew from the start that she made the right choice when she went to see Dr. Shahinian. He not only answered all of her questions, but he also told her about the keyhole surgery he used to remove what seemed to be a brain tumor from Yamini. But what was later found out shocked even this expert in neurosurgery. Yamini's tumor turned out to be anything but normal, as it was the second one Dr. Shahinian had ever seen in his life. The neurosurgeon said it was the embryo of her unborn twin, but it was actually a teratoma. A teratoma is a rare type of tumor that can have fully grown organs and tissues inside it. Yamini had an even rarer type of serotonin called fetus in situ, which only happens once in every 5,000 people. One theory says that this is the body of a twin that couldn't grow in the womb and was absorbed by the body of the child that did grow. Yamini was shocked to find out that the embryo of her twin was growing inside her brain. She couldn't believe that for 26 years, something similar to a prenatal teratoma had been developing inside her brain without her knowledge. With Dr. Shahinian's help, however, the abnormal mass was removed through minimally invasive brain surgery, and Yamini's mental and cognitive functions slowly returned to normal. The doctor also told her that her twin wasn't evil. It was harmless, which means that there were no signs of cancer. Yamini's case was a medical marvel that you don't see very often. We are happy to see Yamini in better health and pursuing her ambitions.